Hola, muy buenos días. Yo soy señor Clark y hoy es sábado, el 16 de enero del año 2021. Okay, I'll say that in English. So hello, my name is Mr. Clark. I teach Spanish. I didn't say that in Spanish, but today is Saturday, the 16th of January, 2021. Today I wanted to make a video outside, but it's a little windy, so you got a nice view of my jackfruit tree here, but I'm in my car. So I thought I would do a video on adjectives of nationality, just to show you guys how we say the denominums of where people are from, right? So I'm from the US, so I would call myself estadounidense. Or I would say in a sentence, soy estadounidense. Now, you can, of course, say, soy de los Estados Unidos, I am from the United States, versus saying, I am a U.S. citizen, but that's your choice. So here we go. All right, a couple important notes before we get into the different examples, ejemplos, of nationalities. So, adjectives of nationality, here we go. They are not capitalized as they are in English. Okay, in English, American, U.S. citizen, Chinese, Indian, Venezuelan, Russian, all of those different nationalities in the entire world are capitalized. They are considered proper nouns, right? Whereas in Spanish, the country names, however, are capitalized. So Russia, India, China, the United States, Canada, Mexico, all these countries are capitalized, but the people from those countries, for some reason in Spanish, are not capitalized. So let's get into some of the examples. It looks like from this point forward, I wanted to be in Spanish, so I wrote ejemplos, which means examples. So, because there are males and females, we have to figure out, okay, we have to know how to say the male version of each denominatum and the female or the feminine version of each denominatum. So you'll see the male and the female and then their English translation to the side. So I'm going to go through these, pronounce them for you, and at the end I'll probably do a few example sentences and explain a few things as well. So let's start out with German, okay? A German citizen would be called in Spanish un alemán or una alemana. Alemán, alemana. Okay, an Argentine or an Argentine citizen, a citizen of Argentina, would be called argentino or argentina. Okay, notice that Argentina, the denominatum for a female Argentine, is the name of the country as well, but it's lowercase because we're talking about the denominatum of the person, right? We're not talking about the country when we write Argentina here. Next, we have a Canadian citizen would be called canadiense. Now, notice that this denominatum ends with e. Therefore, the feminine version does not change. So you would have un canadiense or el canadiense and also la or una canadiense. Okay, so you have el canadiense would be the male Canadian citizen, and then you would have la canadiense, which would be the female Canadian citizen. All right, next, the Chinese citizen. So we would have el chino or la china. And notice that la china is the same as the country name again, but it's lowercase because we're talking about the person. All right, next we have Costa Rican. A Costa Rican citizen would be the same male or female. We would just change the article el or la in front of it. So we have el costarricense or la costarricense. Okay, next, the Cuban citizen would be el cubano, la cubana. The Ecuadorian citizen would be el ecuatoriano and la ecuatoriana. Okay, a person from Spain or a Spaniard or a Spanish citizen would be called el español, just like the language, español. El español or la española. Okay, a person from the U.S., from the United States of America, would be called estadounidense. Doesn't matter if it's a male or female. We would say el estadounidense, la estadounidense for the U.S. citizen. A French citizen would be called el francés or la francesa, the male and the female. Now, an East Indian, we have a little bit of a we have like 3 different names that we could use for an East Indian. This is people from the country of India, not people from the West Indies that were mistaken for Indians back in a long time ago. So we have el indio for a male Indian citizen, la India for a female Indian citizen, and then sometimes you hear them referred to as Hindúes, or the singular Hindu, which Hindu is their religion as far as I know. But a lot of times in Spanish you'll hear people call Indian citizens of India, Hindúes. Okay, just thought I would mention that. Someone from England would be English, so they'd be called el inglés or la inglesa. Someone from Italy would be called el italiano, italiana, el italiano, la italiana. Someone from Japan, someone Japanese would be japonés or japonesa, el japonés, la japonesa. Someone from Mexico, someone who is Mexican, would be el mexicano, la mexicana. Notice that this X is pronounced like an H in English, or a J in Spanish. Okay, we have Puerto Rican. Okay, someone from Puerto Rico would be known as el puertorriqueño or la puertorriqueña. Okay, we have Russian, ruso y rusa. El ruso, la rusa. And then, of course, because my wife is Venezuelan, I put her on the list as well. I put her country on the list. So if you're Venezuelan, you would be el venezolano or la venezolana. All right, a couple things to note about adjectives of nationality. Adjectives of nationality are formed like other descriptive adjectives. So that those that end in O change to A when you're forming the feminine. So like argentino, okay, if we want to talk about a female Argentine, we would say la Argentina, right? The plural is formed when you're adding an S to the masculine or feminine forms of these, those that end with vowels, right? So if I wanted to say the Argentines, and I wasn't sure if there were, let's just say it was a mixed group of girls and guys, I would say los argentinos. Just add an S and put los argentinos. Now, again, the same rule applies with a group of all girls that does with any other group, and we would say las argentinas. Let's say there's 10 Argentine women. We wouldn't say los argentinos because they're all women. But as long as there's one Argentine male in the group, then it would be los argentinos. Okay, how about adjectives of nationality that end in E, like costarricense? What happens then? Well, here or with canadiense, we just simply add an S. And again, if it's all guys or guys and girls, we would say los canadienses, los costarricenses. And if it's all girls, we would say las canadienses or las costarricenses, right? Okay. Now, some of these have nationality that end with a consonant, like in Alemán. And what we do, or with, Japonés, right? It does, or Inglés. What happens then to the plural? Well, for the male, we add ES, and for the female, we just add S because it already ends with a vowel. So this would be los alemanes, if we were talking about men or men and women, German citizens. And if we were talking about just female German citizens, we would say las alemanas. Okay, here it would be los ingleses, las inglesas. Here, los japoneses, las japonesas, right? All right, guys, I've written a few example sentences here just to get you guys started with adjectives of nationality. So I've given you a masculine adjective, masculine singular, masculine plural, feminine singular, and feminine plural, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So here we have Alex es canadiense. Alex is Canadian. Notice how Canadian is not capitalized. Canadiense is not. Mis amigos son indios. My friends are Indians. Or are Indian. So what I mean by this is not like Native American. I'm saying my friends are from the country of India, right? Mis amigos son indios. La mujer es china. The woman is Chinese. From China. Tus primas son japonesas. Your cousins, your female cousins, are Japanese. So guys, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like it, comment, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I haven't made a video in a while, but I'm planning to make some, probably every week on the weekends if I can. I'll just show you a little bit of our little orchard here, fruit orchard. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hasta luego. Cuídense. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.